Hello and welcome to the Car Care Nut Shop, and welcome to the midnight video. We're about to leave and we're just about to close up the shop, and you guys have been really responding to kind of the shop updates, so we're going to try something different. I think leaving that shop update at the end of the video, kind of what's going on in the shop, it's making the videos way too long, and I think we can make it a different segment. I mean, shop is always running. We always have cars. We always have all kinds of projects going on, and you guys are curious enough to see what's going on. So this is going to be a new segment. We're going to try it out. You guys let us know how you like it, and if you want to see this kind of a weekly update, just out of curiosity, these cars you see in the background of all our videos, what are they doing here? So we're going to give you a quick tour here, short video, and this is going to be something that's going to come out on an off day, like not our normal scheduled day of posting. Starting with this 94 Supra. You will see actually two videos on it. This is here for some electrical gremlins. Very nice car. Timing belt, valve cover. You were actually filming the whole thing. We're filming two full videos on this, so you're gonna see a lot of this Supra coming up on the channel here. Over here we have a 2GR out of this RX 350. This 2GR had a head gasket leak, small one. It started with a front timing cover leak. We're actually done, we're almost done with it. We're just got to put a few things back, and it's going back in the car hopefully tomorrow. Over here we have a car I tell you never to buy. LS460. It doesn't have a lot of miles. It probably has 118,000 miles. Unfortunately, an injector got stuck open and wiped out one of the cylinders. I mean, complete, just destroyed. So there's that one. Unfortunately, it needs an engine, and the owner, I advise him, needs suspension work, needs all kinds of work. I don't think it's a good idea to save it. It's time to move on, so we're waiting for them to pick this one up. MR2 is still here. We finally actually just got the seal that we were waiting for. So now he's got to wrap up the Supra, and then we'll jump on that and get it done. LS430, this has been here for a while. It's finally done, and we just got it back from alignment. We do have a company we work with that does alignments for us, because we don't have an alignment rack yet. So this is all done. This was a major project. We had a lot of suspension stuff, timing belt, whatnot, all kinds of odds and ends. We got new headlights for it. Not new, but better headlights than what it had. This is a RAV4. That is a very nice, actually, RAV4. It's a manual transmission. Fortunately, the shop just did a transfer case reseal on it, and it's leaking worse than what it was. So seals on back order. They basically told me, we're filming this prior to the beginning of December. First, they told me it'll be here in 2 weeks, then November 25th, then November 27th, they told me, or something like that. After November 25th, they told me it'll be December 15th. That's the world we live in these days. Then wait for Jose to make his trek over here. We have to pack the cars very tight, and it's very nerve-wracking because we got to make sure nothing gets damaged, because we have a lot of cars in the shop. This is actually a car. We may do a video on it toward the end once we figure out what's wrong with it. It's an 85 Toyota Camry that has a cold start issue. And with these cars, you got to test everything. It's a very time-consuming process. We're working on it slowly, but it's a drop-off. It's been here for some time. We're working on it slowly. That is a 97 Tacoma with almost 400,000 miles. Kind of the owner wants to redo the suspension, put a new clutch, all kinds of work, speedo cable. We may do a video on that one because it's truly, truly a beautiful car. I'm really, every time I see that in the shop, I'm happy. It's a manual trans, very, very clean. I mean, extremely clean and in excellent shape. You wouldn't believe it has this much miles. This is a RAV4 Prime with 120-something thousand miles of 2021. It's actually a really dear friend of mine. He drives a lot. I mean, he puts just unbelievable amount of miles. It's here for some brakes and spark plugs. I think we just did the spark plugs, and we're waiting for a pin. It is going to take a few days, so it's here in the meantime. This is a Camry with the brake lines, all kinds of stuff. It's done, actually. They're picking it up tomorrow. We also got it back from alignment. We do all suspension, a lot of work. This is, I don't think we filmed this one because we had to get it done. This is a Camry. Actually, we did a video on it a long time ago. I'll link it right here. it's back for other work. So this is the one that they over tightened the bolt and they destroyed the oil pump. Now I have to tear into it. Very nice car. And it's in here for an axle that is leaking. Believe it or not, these older ones, you can find reman axles for it from Toyota. They're cheaper than the boots. So I'm like, well, you know what? Let's just put a reman axle here. I mean, it's cheaper for the customer because the labor is less, and the boot kit alone is like the same price as the reman axle. Although some of them are becoming harder to find, but if you find one, get it for these older ones because that's what we got for this one. Over there at the very end is a 2018 RX 350. That one is actually done. They're picking it up tomorrow. That one was in here for just front brakes and an oil change, just vibration. They bought it certified and it vibrates. That's a go figure. That's how certified are these days. This Sequoia is here for a lot of work. Think front and rear shocks. Initially it came for that, and brakes and some few fluids and whatnot. We found that the coolant valley plate is leaking very bad actually on this one. And it's past midnight here when we were filming this video. I forgot, there was something, oh, transfer case seal. There we go, I remember. Transfer case seal between the transfer case and trans is leaking, so we gotta pull the transfer case real quick, change that seal, and actually haven't even started on this project. We're waiting for a couple parts here. It should be here actually tomorrow, but I don't think we're gonna start on it this week. Today is Thursday, just for your reference. Over here, we have a 4Runner. Very interesting couple problems here. So this has a ABS codes, random, come on and off, on and off. So we found with this one is the solenoids, some of them have an intermittent open circuit. So the ABS actuator has the actuator itself, like the pump, that's a separate part. And there is the solenoid block and the ECU, they're one part, and then the reservoir and everything else. Well, the problem is, if I was gonna just get them the solenoid block with an ECU alone, by the time you add labor, because now I'm not just taking the whole unit out of the car, I'm taking the whole unit out of the car, disassembling it, getting all kinds of gaskets and all kinds of stuff, it's a $150 difference to replace just the solenoid block or the whole unit that comes with a new pump. And knowing these 4Runners, the pump goes on them. Not as common as like the 4th generation 4Runner, but they're not as old as the 4th generation 4Runner because they're exactly the same pump. So I highly advise the customer, if you're gonna put a lot of money into this to fix that issue, put the whole unit. You get a new pump, we're not gonna have any more issues. They went for it, and I think they did the right choice here because I don't have a problem. To me, it doesn't make a difference, but I don't want them spending a lot of money and then 2 years from now, we're back doing the same thing for the pump for $150. That's when you have to make these decisions and inform the customer. They make the choice in the end, but you inform them correctly. And the last thing is we were supposed to do brakes on it, rear brakes, except when I pulled the rotor, it's full of gear oil because the axle seal is leaking. So that's actually what we're waiting for. Axle seal should be here tomorrow. We're hoping to wrap this one up tomorrow before the weekend. And then that is my second LS430. Don't know when we'll get to it. One day you will see it, the trans hanging out of it to do the torque converter seal and whatnot. But yeah, I have two LS430s. We're not gonna go there. If you own a machine shop, that's all I'm gonna say. When you say it'll be done next week, try not to make it 3 months later and still not done. Seriously, I'm starting to worry because the parts for this car, like what we have that we took apart, some of it is in the back of it, some of it is in a couple boxes at the end of the shop. And every time I see these boxes, like I get a small panic. Like we cannot lose anything from this car because these are not exactly easy parts to find. And the more time passes, the more chances of that happening. I mean, there's a lot of people working in the shop now. We are 7. Yeah, that's the problem. And I really need to get this engine back. And I feel like, I was talking to Jose a few days ago. I'm like, when we get the engine for this, we're gonna stop filming everything because we are filming this. I started filming this. We have the video of the engine pull, you know, the head pull out and everything. We stopped because we send the engine out. That's the part where, hey, we're going to send the engine out and we'll see you guys in a few seconds. So that'll be a couple weeks for us. Well, it's been 3 months and nothing. So once we get the engine back, Jose, we're going to make a pledge, a kind of loosely held pledge. You see, you shook the camera here, Grease. When you get the engine for this, we're gonna stop everything. All filming operations will cease until this Supra is a driving car that is ready for the father to give it to his son. You might remember the story of it when we talked about it in the initial video a long time ago. I'll leave that here. But I really want this driving, not only because it's taking up space in the shop, which it is, but it's a job just like everything else, and we have to treat it as such. And now we're cleaning the car, and I'm worried about it, and just it needs to be done and back with its owner. And I feel responsible for it, but at the same time, it's a little bit out of my hands. Machine shop is a really good machine shop, but they're really slow and they're really backed up. That's the problem. That's the same thing with us kind of in the shop. We try to do our best. We try to do as good of a job as possible that we can possibly do. And then the effect of that is we have a lot of work. We can barely get done with everything because we don't, like that LS430, that was done. It's completely done. I haven't called the customer yet because I would like to go drive it tomorrow. Just, hey, we tested it, we test drove it, we did everything. But when you do so much work to a car, you want to be double sure, not just sure that everything is 100%. I want to go drive it one more time. That's the shop, folks. If you like this style video, every once in a while, we'll drop one, maybe every week, every 2 weeks. We'll see how things work out for you guys. If you like this style video, let us know. Me and Jose, right before we shut off the lights and leave, we'll just mount the camera and let's do this. You guys will know exactly what every car you see in the background is doing in the shop and then how their progress is and everything. If you like that, we'll make it a new segment. We keep going. Folks, thank you so much for joining. Perhaps this video was not helpful or informative, but it helps the curious ones. I am a curious one. I always want to know what's going on in the shop videos from other channels. Folks, I hope this video was helpful and informative. I hope you learned something new. If you like it, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some of my other videos. Until the next video, folks, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have yourself a wonderful day.